Okay, so for today's cartoon, this was yesterday's. For some reason, everybody thought this one was going to be a lot more difficult. I think because it has that mechanical look to it. It looks more complex, but really in some ways it's actually easier. I'll show you what I mean by that. The basic shape of this is like a bell. So I'm going to start off just by doing a bell shape. And again, I'm not super concerned with making it look exactly like the original. But if you just draw a very tall, elongated bell, put a couple wheels on the bottom, the arms go like this. And there's something that looks like the letter C at the end. And then everything else is just the water. A little dot on the top, almost like a dish or one of those glass things that you put over dishes. So here again, we're just going to start adding some of the details. I'm going to start off with this shape here, the bottom of the glass. And I'm just going to follow it all the way around and include this little handle piece on the top and then bring it back down like this. What makes this look like it has water in it is a ripply line up here. And then rather than drawing it right to the edge of the glass, if you leave a little bit of space in it, in between, it should look something like that. Then I'm going to put the wheels or the little almost feet looking thing there. Then for the arms, I'm just going to go around the existing piece. Do an S shape on this one. And this one just comes over, goes down like that, with a bunch of segmented lines to make it look mechanical. Then the top looks like this. And the bottom of this one looks like that. And I haven't drawn it exactly the way this one is, but it still has the same feel. I just made the arm extend down a little bit further. The last couple of lines on this, there's a couple of sponge-looking things inside, like little organisms living inside this glass jar. And I guess I could have drawn a couple of circles first and then just made them spiky. They've got eyes. Then I'm going to draw what looks like a highlight here. And a couple of bubbles. The way I would decorate this for a background, since it looks like a robot, is maybe to put some sort of mechanical shapes behind it. Maybe like computers. And I'm just going to keep it really simple. When I shade this, one of the things that makes mechanical arms look metallic is to just shade the bottom of it like this. What I'm doing is I'm applying a little more pressure on the tip so that it fades to fuzziness underneath. And you can do the same thing on this side. Then I'm going to shade around him on these cabinet looking things behind him. Just to, again, to give it a little more depth. Then I'm going to shade underneath the wheels and just come across like this and down. You could even do a line going back up to his arm that way for what looks like a shadow of this character. Then the last thing I'm going to do, like I've done on some of the other characters, is I'm going to add a little bit of shading inside where the water is to distinguish this highlight on the side of the glass. You could actually even do another highlight up here. So that's how I would approach this one. If you want to make the little sponges that are inside it a little bit darker, you can add more shadow to them. And then again, I'm going to darken in the eyes just a little bit on these little sponge characters. So that was the drawing for today, which is 2/28/2023.